So this may sound weird, but I've always been the type of person to attract strangers. I don't mean in the creepy catcalling way, but strangers who have something to say. When I was 6 years old, I was at the mall with my family, and this old woman came up to me, grabbed my arm, and told me, "People call me the cat lady." She went on to tell me that I have beautiful freckles and don't you ever forget that. And clearly, 14 years later, still drilled in my memory. One of the first weekends here, I was on bus 57 with Sarah and Cynthia, and I was telling them about how I had known one of my best friends for 7 years, and we had never hugged until I left for a semester in the city. Now, this bus was pretty empty, so it was relatively quiet. Unknown to me, the driver had been listening. She yelled back to me, "Now you're gonna have to give me a hug before you get off this bus." The three of us just sort of like side-eyed each other and just laughed. The driver was not kidding. She promptly pulled the bus over, stalled the engine, and said, "Actually, right now, come get in my arms." So I did. I walked up to the front of the bus, hands shaking a little, not sure what was going on, and gave this driver, whose name I came to learn was Tracy, a real heart to heart squeeze. And when she was satisfied, she said to me, "All right, now you better be hugging people, girl." And I returned to my seat as she started the engine and continued on her route. A few weeks later in class, Edith posed us a question. "How do you feel about the level of passion that you're living with?" I stepped out of class crying. I realized that since beginning this semester in the city, a numbness that I had come to accept as my baseline had given way to a daily feeling of passion. Passion for my internship, for working with high school students, for writing, for the fellows that I was spending so much time with, and for life in Boston. I had found my spark again. I realized that I had been subconsciously putting up walls to protect myself, but now I had to face something that terrified me: vulnerability. In opening myself to potential pain, I was seeing this numbness be replaced by joy that I had forgotten I could feel, even in something as small as an open seat on the Green Line at rush hour. In the renowned words of Brene Brown, owning our story can be hard, but not nearly as difficult as spending our lives running from it. Embracing our vulnerabilities is risky, but not nearly as dangerous as giving up on love and belonging and joy, the experiences that make us the most vulnerable. And only when we are brave enough to explore the darkness will we discover the infinite power of our light. It's difficult, especially in this time of social distancing, to sit with stillness and openness to it all, pain and beauty alike. But I implore you to find honesty with yourself and with others in this time, so that when we return out into the world, it is with fuller hearts and eagerness to embrace one another, just as our beloved driver of Route 57, Tracy, would want. Thank you.